You cannot talk about classical martial art if you don't know weapon. You can even not talk about just art of killing if you don't know weapon. And you have to know every kind of weapon. Even you have even to be familiar with gunfire, etc. It's very important. You need to know all those kind of things. It's very important. The taijutsu, the way of using the body, come from the use of the weapon, and that's how every master from whatever the koryu, and I can prove it. It's very easy. At the end of the year, when they start to get old, they doesn't use any weapon. They use maybe a kodachi, a teisen, and sometimes mutodori. Why? Because they master all the distance from weapon. What weapon teach you? Weapon teach you how to be on the line. And not 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters, you die. The weapon teach you to be on the line. It requires a strong exigence. There is no like how can I say? It's in the middle. It's not right or wrong. You have to be always in the middle. You have to be correctly balanced. You need to be on the right angle. You need to be on the right distance. A small mistake, and you die. A small mistake and you lose a finger, or a hand, or a ear. Even in the way of doing yai, we know for a fact that most of the people used to cut their hands, cut their hair. Sometimes you do it wrong. You know how katana can be very sharp, or a spear, or anything like that. Plus, there is the battlefield. Battlefield, it's many people who move everywhere. You can even be killed by your own friends just because you did a mistake, or just by doing a mistake with a long weapon, you can even shut down yourself. So, the taijutsu, all the way of using the body, all this subtle way to come, it is born by the use of the weapon. Because after all, the weapon can do nothing with the body behind. Everyone said, you know, the weapon is just the prolongation or the extension of the hand. Well, you have to prove it then. It's easy to say. Someone who moves like a weapon is sharp like a weapon. Every angle, every movement, at any time he can finish the fight. At any time. This is the reason why there is many kata, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you finish from the first one. You need to practice weapon. Otherwise, what you do, it's more something modern. You can look, for example, karate, judo, even aikido. It's very difficult to apply weapon on that because the movements are completely different. They are made for the sports education, for the physical education, and a lot of things like in Chinese martial arts. Not everyone, but some. Then after there is why you use a weapon. Some martial arts use weapon. There is also some sport that use weapon, but the way they use the weapon, it's not a weapon anymore. If you look kendo, it's not like using a sword. Shinai is not a heavy like a boken. A boken is not a katana. Even in iaido, the way it's done, it's alone. You never practice against someone. Of course, sometimes they have some kata that deals together, but still. And they practice from one side. You have to practice from both sides. Just in case of, for example, if you think nowadays that you should practice only on one side, nowadays with biomechanics, science, health things, and you're still practicing from one side and you still think that in the past they used to do like this, well, you're stupid. You're stupid. You have all the science here that show you, that explain you that if you practice from one side, you develop certain antagonism, which are not good for your body, which are not good for the health of your body. We have a lot of things, for example, even workers who practice only one side, like butcher, like everyone, because they practice only one side, they get hurt. And of course, you create an unbalanced things on your body. And what you create on your body, you create on your mind. It's the same things for any kind of movement in the daily life movement too. For example, I have friends, I have family who play a lot video game. It's cool, no problem, I like it. But they do what they want. And they play, and suddenly, you know, they complain of tenderness on the wrist, they cannot do this like that. And they don't know why. So the way you manipulate the thing, the way you're on tension, hours and hours, and you don't do the exercise in order to realign, rebalance your body. So it's all about working against this. You know, even a pain is a proof that you're healthy. You know, not having a pain, a lot of people would pray to have pain in the legs, pain in the back just to walk down. It's the same things. It's the same things. So no weapon, you can't understand the danger. No weapon, you can't understand the line. No weapon, the meaning of angle means nothing. Now if you do boxing, if you do judo, if you do karate, in the rules, weapon is not interesting. Now if you want to be more accurate in the movement, more accurate, weapon, it's the key. It's the keys.